With regards to endometrial preparation in a context of a frozen throat embryo transfer, it's a simple procedure rather than the procedure that you had to undertake to have an IVF, for example, stimulation with medication. Why? Because it's a matter of simply adjusting the lining thickness with some simple oral medication. We start with oral medication, which is an estrogen tablets. You can start on twice a day or 3 times a day, depending on the clinic and the protocol. And general terms is we have like a scan after like a week or so, and another scan to make sure that the lining is thick enough. After the first scan, after a week, if the lining is still debatable and not at the reaching the level that we are happy with, you might be asked to increase the dose, maybe up to 4 times a day, or add a vaginal tablets. Once we reach then a level, say 7 millimeter or more, we can plan ahead the embryo transfer. And we do that by supplementing the progesterone, or starting like to give you some progesterone supplementation in conjunction with the timing with the embryo transfer for the embryologist. So it is a scheduled procedure, so it's not like kind of I have to stick to a certain time. I have a little bit of malleability, give and take. So whenever we decide on the day of the embryo transfer, 5 days before or 6 days before, we will start the progesterone supplementation. Okay, like in the past, we used to give what we call an injection on day 21 before starting the preparation, in order to make the ovaries like shut down, not producing any hormones. And this is to avoid the unlikely phenomenon of spontaneous ovulation during the stimulation. However, most of the clinics now have a trend like to avoid this medication because of the very minimum percentage of this happening. However, as we know, like we start with the tablets on day 2, and we get you back like after a week. We have a scan. If there are any signs that a dominant follicle started, or there is an ovulation, or we document a corpus luteum, then obviously this cycle is cancelled, and then we restart again by administering a GnRH agonist on day 21. So this makes sure that this does not happen, or still it can happen, but at the very, very minimum. And once you have your period, we start with the tablets again, as usual.